Hello and welcome to another episode of Double Barrel Gaming. I'm your host, MrBooMStickXL, and if you read the title, you'll know that once again, the Xbox is in the crosshairs of the bias-driven media. On January 10th, 2018, Paul Tassi of Forbes has once again let his personal distaste for the Xbox brand come through in his latest article titled, "The Xbox One itself may be getting loot boxes for avatars." By the title, you might not think it's so bad, and truthfully, it's not the worst article that Paul Tassi has written about the Xbox One. There's a reason why I believe there's a blatant agenda with this particular journalist, and that's because on 10/4/2017, Paul Tassi was the one responsible for writing the infamous article for Forbes titled, "This Week's Microtransaction Menace is Xbox One's Forza 7. When Paul Tassi wrote this, there was no way to spend real money in Forza 7, none whatsoever. The loot boxes that he referred to were obtainable with in-game money you earned by simply playing Forza 7. He certainly wasn't the only journalist to go after Microsoft in Forza 7. In fact, there were many reviews that took points from the overall score of the game for having loot boxes you can buy with real money that weren't in the game. Simply unreal. The biggest issue that I have with many of today's so-called journalists is that they write these articles based on their personal opinions without merit or facts to back them up. Now let's talk about a person that I think is a fantastic journalist, and he is Jez Corden of Windows Central, who recently wrote an article on January 9th titled, "Microsoft is working on a new Xbox career system with levels and avatar loot boxes." Jez Corden clearly states in the article that, at this point, it doesn't look like loot crates will be purchasable with real money, and that it certainly looks like this could be the accomplishment system Microsoft had talked about previously. One of the reasons I like the work that comes from Jez Corden is the fact he does his proper homework, and if he feels that Microsoft is doing something right or wrong, he tells it like it is. Jez Corden has been critical of Microsoft publicly in the past, and he is not one to be considered a fanboy. I respect Jez Corden for that, and it's refreshing in an era where it's all about the clicks. Now back to why I'm even doing this video. If you read the article by Paul Tassi, he clearly states, "This would be the very definition of cosmetics, considering that the avatar system is not attached to an actual game, but it goes to show you how far the loot box craze can go." He continues with, "Will this end up causing a controversy once launched? Almost certainly, given the nature of the industry." He then proceeds to put on his marketing cap and comes up with a 3-point plan on how Microsoft could head this off at the pass. Allowing players to earn cool items that are only achievable through career milestones. That's a pretty good idea. On his second point, he states the pricing of the loot boxes is key. Why is he mentioning pricing when no one from Microsoft said that you would be able to use real-world money to buy these loot boxes? And as for his third point, he states, still selling individual avatar items separately for people who would rather not gamble at a reduced price. Once again, he's assuming that the loot boxes will be for sale, and you know what they say about assuming, Mr. Tassi? It's these kind of assumptions that are ruining gaming media as a whole. After the beating that Microsoft took from the media in 2017, I truly thought a new era of fair and equal journalism was going to be ushered in come the new year. After the success of the Xbox One X and the fact that Microsoft delivered on every promise, I suppose I was truly foolish to think that sites like Forbes, GameSpot, Giant Bomb, IGN, Kotaku, and Polygon would do a better job and have a more responsible ideology on how to cover the three gaming consoles equally. It appears they've already broken their New Year's resolution. Now for today's Community Spotlight, and I'm going to be talking about Jago Coogan. Jago is an old school gamer who has been playing since 1985. His first gaming experience came when he was 8 years old and visiting his uncle, where he played the Atari 2600 for the first time. His very first console he owned was the Sega Master System he got when he was 10, where he played some of their greatest classics, like Phantasy Star, Shinobi, and Alex Kidd in Miracle World. He was even fortunate enough to receive the package that had the 3D glasses. He has at one time or another owned pretty much every system to date, and his love of video games has never wavered. Though he loves gaming more than anything, he grew out of owning the Nintendo consoles and skipped over the Wii, Wii U, and the Switch generations. Some of his all-time favorite characters are Sonic the Hedgehog, Shinobi, Mega Man, Little Mac from Punch-Out!, and all of the characters from the Street Fighter series. And at the top of that list is Jago from Killer Instinct, which of course is where he got his name from. His favorite franchise of all time is the Gears of War series. He loves the fact that both the campaign and online multiplayer are just as good. Jago truly enjoys the brother-like relationship that both Dom and Marcus have for one another, and that is why those are two of his favorite characters from the series. His game of the year for 2017 was Resident Evil 7, and for good reason. He told me that the fresh and new perspective gave life into a franchise that was getting a little long in the tooth. He's beaten Resident Evil 7 3 times and is really looking forward to seeing where Capcom takes the series next. Though we all have gaming moments that we remember and are proud of, Jago explained to me that his favorite moment comes each and every time he's playing online with other gamers who he considers brothers, and they are Noof Nukem, Dealer, Stinking Corpse, The Crap Gamer, Colt Eastwood, Punkadish, The Saltiest Gamer, Nick Fury, Supersonic Station, and The Mooch. All quality people who I think you should consider following in the future. Besides Jago Coogan already being on several podcasts of his own, these are some of the podcasts he enjoys listening to in his spare time, and they are the Crossfire Podcast, Xbox Nation, the RDX Podcast, the Dazcast, and Coffee Casuals and Consoles. Jago Coogan is a quality member of the community and someone that I'm proud to call my friend. Please consider following him on Twitter and check out his YouTube channel. Jago's information will be listed on the show notes below. Once again, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Double Barrel Gaming. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. Have an awesome day.